Okay, so it's 3:30 now, and we'll start the last keynote session. This keynote will be done by Olivier Sappin, CEO of CATIA, Dassault System. Olivier, we are very happy to see you here again, and you have this occasion to, in a way, conclude these 2 days sessions with a presentation. Your keynote, Olivier, the floor is yours.
Thank you. Thank you very much. And I take the opportunity to thank you and the organization, because for me, the second time that I attend this conference, and I thought it's a very focused opportunity to meet a lot of experts which are very specialized on the topic that we addressed during these 2 days. And for me, it generates a lot of interesting content. And the second thanks I would like to do today is for all the people who are staying at the conference until now. Because I know that I'm sure you had the temptation to say, okay, it's Friday afternoon. Should I take an earlier train to reach home and family and friends? So thank you all for staying and listening to this keynote right now. So my name is Olivier Sappin. So as Andrea said, I'm in charge of CATIA. I spent a lot of part of my career at Dassault System, but focusing on automotive sector. I must admit that my background initially is about mechanical engineering. But, 15 years ago, at Dassault System and at CATIA, we said, if we want to play a role in product design, in car development, in aircraft development, we cannot stay just with mechanical. We have to address complex systems with electronics, with software. And so the topics that we are dealing with during these 2 days, autonomous driving, ADAS, is very much about this multidisciplines, multi-domain challenge that we have to address. And this is why at Dassault System we have this passion for engineering, and we have this motivation to address that complex topic. So the title of my keynote is From System Engineering to ADAS Massive Simulation. And one word which is very important in this presentation is systems. And at the system, we call it cyber system. Cyber, not from a cyber security standpoint, but cyber from its core definition, which is to govern. And that's really what motivates us is when we think about virtual twins, we think about the full definition of the car in order to make sure that we can validate all the complex scenario that we have to deal with. So, if I manage to use this remote the right way, I'm trying. I got some lesson in the background, but I'm still learning. Okay, let's try. So, this is the title of the presentation. Okay, Dassault System, just in 30 seconds. I think you know our company. I joined that company in 95, where we were 800 employees at that time. We are now 20,000. We are serving many sectors, but clearly automotive is the #1 sector for us. But we are diversifying in many sectors also because we think that a lot of things we learn in one sector benefits from another one. I talked about systems. The first to implement system engineering were aerospace, and now it's applicable for automotive. And automotive is also, we developed a lot, knowledge-based engineering, the capacity to reuse a lot, and it's also applicable to other sectors. We work with a lot of traditional car makers which are here for many years and many decades. We also learn a lot working with what we call shakers. Starting with Tesla, Canoo, NIO, we had the opportunity to work with all these companies, and it opens new opportunity for us because new way to collaborate, new way to address challenges, and what we offer today with the platform is a combination about our experience working with all these companies. So we look at the industry trends, and I'm not going to spend too much time here because I thought every speaker during the conference did a good job to look at what are the new challenges that we need to address, you know, new customer experience, brand new ecosystem, regulation, of course, that we need to comply with. So a challenge in terms of complexity, in terms of agility of development, and of course time to market, quality and cost. Let me focus just with three of them. The first one is that you know, in the past 40 years, what we have been doing with what we call digital mock-up, which was really mainly mechanical, was to make sure that when we go to the first prototype, we already fix 100% of issues. We don't want to discover any defect, any issue at the prototype stage when we have to do it, and we want to at least do maybe one or maybe no prototypes. And if you look at what's happening today on ADAS and autonomous driving, which is mainly software-intensive systems, we still deliver a lot of issue, a lot of defect, a lot of bugs very late in the process. So if we can achieve the same revolution that we did with mechanical design, with software and electronic for ADAS, then it will change the game. It will change the approach. So that's really our motivation here. And of course, we need to define a driving scenario to identify edge cases and to do the overall validation. And we need to comply with strengthened regulation like ISO 26262, UNICE, and so on. So the zero non-compliance topic is very much key for us. I could not resist to show you a bit my view about the evolution as well. You know, I take this example of Renault. You know, one of my first cars when I was young was a Renault 5, Renault 5, and I've been told that there is a revive here, and Renault 5 is coming back. But the way it's going to come back, you know, if you look at the cockpit from the 80s, and the cockpit now, it has nothing to do. But at the same time, what you see on the cockpit and the difference, it's only the very small change, right? The physical, the change in terms of what you see in the cockpit, it's only the top of the iceberg, because it's a real change going from a physical product, mechanical product, to a highly automated and connected product. And this is just the beginning, because in the future, we are not talking anymore about cars, we are talking about mobility. And here, it's, we have to manage what we call a system of system. And this system of system definition is, for example, the aerospace sector, they deal with that for years, and they master it. Now, how we could apply that concept to mobility, ADAS, and autonomous driving, that's also our motivation. So, the consequence for us is if we have to define not anymore products, just products, but experiences, what does it mean? How are we going to do that? We don't have the complete answer right now, but one thing which is sure is that we are investing massively on system definition, system specification, requirements, architecture, verification, validation, simulation. So system is the next big thing that we want to accomplish, and this is why it's core to Dassault system now, and it's core to CATIA. So what does it mean? It means that the CATIA you know or you knew before is completely changing. So what we want to create is the merge between what we do at best in terms of 3D innovation, together with the power to specify the complete system. So if you are capable to put all that in one platform, integrated, then you change completely the approach. Because you switch from a digital twin we could do before to a virtual twin, where not only you have the geometry of the car, but you can simulate it, you can get the full behavior of it. So that's what motivates us every day. So, of course, there are many benefits that reducing the number of loops to rework and to achieve the right quality, time to market, development cost, but also on the top line, making sure that you can accelerate the revenue you are doing on the services, because I mean the number of services that will be offered for final consumer is going to be massive. So I told you about systems, and one question you may ask is that, okay, what does it mean for ADAS and autonomous driving? Okay, if I take the standard V model that we all learn at school, for those who are engineered, and I took this example of this one, which I found it on the web. It's one coming from Audi and Incosi. The first thing we want to do is to master system modeling, system architecture. This is why we acquired a company called Nomagic a few years ago, and we said we want to integrate this system to CATIA in order to make sure that we master the system definition. The second thing is that we want to link that to disciplines, because we think that we can massively automate the creation of everything we do in the detailing phase, in the industrialization phase. So mechanical, electronics, electrical, or even software. So for us, automation is going to be one big thing, and we think that most of the things which is being done after the concept stage is going to be massively automated. And of course, we had a missing break. We had not real components to do actually ADAS simulation. So this is why we invested in AV simulation in order to bridge that gap. And of course, what you do is complex. When we do a car, there is several variants. It's going to be even more complex when you update the car with software over the air. So things like configuration management, governance, openness, it's even more important. So as I told you, 2 years ago, we announced this investment into AV simulation, and there are, one of the obvious reasons was to make sure that we get integrated between our products. And so this is why AV simulation R&D has started to put scanner on the 3DEXPERIENCE platform, and we call it CATIA scanner. One thing very important is that we think that with what we want to achieve, we will need a strong ecosystem. A strong ecosystem working with our clients, OEMs, suppliers, AV simulation as a solution provider in this domain with scanner, UTAC, because we think that content is critical, because all the scenarios that we want to test, there will be several sources, homologation, certification, typical user scenario, which are going to be standardized. So for us, there would an obvious fit to get company like UTAC part of the story. And of course, you saw Capgemini, and for us, of course, we are open to work with companies who have expertise in ADAS in order to have a complete solution. So at the end, we want to do a scenario. I will not spend too much time on that because you saw the scenario just right now. I will just show you a quick video about what has been assembled with Capgemini when we did together a Mobile World Congress to look at our end-to-end solution. So let's look at it.
Capgemini and Dassault Systems are joining strengths to offer the best-in-class solutions and expertise to ensure optimized process continuity from the specification of automated driving systems to the validation process for approval while leveraging physical vehicle test data. Let's illustrate with the following example. A car OEM is willing to optimize a front assist function, taking into account the vehicle portfolio diversity and strategic product planning expectations. With the configuration and change management capabilities of the 3D Experience platform, this is very easy to accomplish and is visible to all stakeholders. The architect is leveraging traceability and the variant management to identify impacted functions or components in the technical definition using CATIA Magic Power By. The architect is then able to review the changes, compare the model, and understand the design decisions. All these potential impacts can be identified and analyzed, improving the consistency of the design all in one place with the 3D Experience platform on the same models with no duplication of information between systems. The feature modifications and the associated requirements need to be updated, and especially the operational design domain, the ODD. Leveraging digital continuity, these modifications are propagated throughout the chain. The safety domain is potentially impacted as well, and the safety engineers can review and update the functional safety assessment and keep it consistent with the functional architecture. To improve the accuracy of the validation plan, real test drive cases are added. Powered by Capgemini, the data collected on the road is converted into CATIA scanner format, with a cloud-based toolchain enabling the processing pipe. Thus, the simulation engine is improved with a very realistic virtual twin environment. This fully automated simulation toolchain allows you to perform massive simulation covering all the validation plans, optimizing the usage of physical road tests, benefiting from the model-in-the-loop (MIL) and software-in-the-loop (SIL) environments made with CATIA Scanner. The optimized toolchain allows experts to focus on the design with a robust system development, thus enabling enhancement of productivity, end-to-end traceability and safety first, and fast trade-offs and analysis.
So the motivation is really to have an end-to-end toolchain. One question on the previous session was about the maturity. For sure, I think that it's an effort that has started already a few years ago. So a lot of the components you see are already used in several car makers today. And what we want to make sure here is that we also created something with CAP so that we can together take complete projects and demonstrate the value of the complete solution. Because the reality is that in many companies, and I could discuss with some of you during the conference, there are many different tools which are used. It takes time to get such an approach, and we have also to be open with the platform to make sure that we can integrate the different solution. All right. Last part of my presentation was also to talk about Renault, and you have seen the presentation from Olivier on day one. I just want to echo what has been said during the keynote on day one. First of all, what we address with Renault is you understood that is much more than just ADAS. I mean, we want to make sure that we have a common vision that in the future, the challenge that we have to face in terms of car development or even mobility service development, simulation, manufacturing is something that can be massively accelerated, massively improved in terms of efficiency thanks to virtual twin. And we are already very much advanced on that, but there are a lot of investment which is being done in order to make sure that we have a strong roadmap for the future. And the challenge we are facing is if you look at the roadmap on the top right with Renault, this partnership has started with like we do with many other car makers many years ago. And so now it's all about products which are very software intensive, automated, And so the complexity is rising. And the way we want to approach it also is the platform approach to make sure that what was only used by a few experts before, it's also something that can be democratized for the entire engineering community. Because to deal with the digital mockup, with the virtual mockup, sometimes we have complex tools, and these complex tools are only used by experts. And that's what we want to achieve here is to make sure that anybody on the company who has a voice, a responsibility in the overall development can reach the virtual twin in order to make sure that everybody is taking the right decision. And there is a few objectives also which has been set by Gilles Leborgne, in charge of engineering at Renault, which are driving us in terms of efficiency. Recently, we had the opportunity to do a video with Renault, and I know that some of you visited the simulator. So for those who were the lucky one, I think you have seen this very, very impressive road simulator, which is a combination about all the expertise, and we are very proud to somehow be part of this project because with the partnership with AV Simulation and what we do upfront with the system definition, we really have the entire tool chain here. So I'm going to show you a quick video. Initially it was 6 minutes, I think. I reduced it a little bit to make sure you can all see it. And this is a testimony about and the result of what has been done with Renault on this on this project. Let's look at it right now.
Our products become more and more complex with connected, autonomous and electrified vehicles.
At Dassault System, we develop industry solutions for advanced driver assistance system and autonomous driving development. With Renault, we have a common goal to engineer autonomous system that will be free of bugs when the real vehicle hit the road. We are partnering with AV Simulation to run massive simulation of autonomous driving scenarios on the cloud.
AV Simulation builds the most advanced driving simulators. We ensure that human factors and safety are the heart of tomorrow's mobility solutions. We also develop Scanner, which is the most complete driving simulation and validation software, thanks to its headlights, sensors, traffic, compute, and explore features. We allow mobility players to drive millions of realistic virtual miles to reach first time right. Scanner, seamless integration with a 3D experience platform, is a game changer towards digital transformation.
Renault and Alliance team are using Scanner to support vehicle-level simulation activities. The workflows based on Scanner enforce a digital thread using and reusing scenarios as well as running the different type of vehicle models. It is used in an agile process for verification and validation with digital and immersive platforms at any phase of the project. Scanner, together with CATIA and the 3D experience platform, is the foundation of the compliance of the Renault vehicle digital twin. It creates traceability to run baseline simulation.
The digital chain, based on Scanner as orchestrator and 3D experience for virtual twin management, is key to design and validate complex systems by simulation. To shift the effort to early development phases with digital, to reduce prototypes by more than 50% in cost, and to reduce lead time. And finally, to improve quality of the design and validation for complex systems.
So all the information that we gather on this initiative around system, ADAS, and we have a special community on the platform which is open to everyone. So if you want to scan the QR code and look at the information, it's just need to get a passport to enter the community, and then it's free to discuss and to exchange the different information. To conclude, I would like to hand on a philosophical message, I would say. I mean, we all spent 2 days discussing between experts. I really enjoy it, and I really think that we live in an uncertain world where everybody is thinking about, okay, what will be the next big topic falling on us with climate change and so on. And the automotive industry especially is in the, everybody is thinking about, okay, what the automotive sector can do about it. And I really think that engineers, research people, scientific, I think this community has the power to change. It's not well known to the public, but I hope that we can all play a role in changing the society as well. So thank you for your attention, and thank you for again the organizing group that make this conference happen. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Thank you.